Welcome to the midweek news update for tonight, Wednesday, February 23rd, 2022. The Beijing Olympics finally ended this past Sunday. NBC announced the smallest primetime audience ever recorded. So, if a drugged up 15-year-old Russian figure skater fell 3 times in the forest, but no one was there to see it, did it really happen? News service Reuters reported that the Beijing weather was so bad that Finnish skier Remi Lindholm suffered a frozen penis Saturday on the cross-country course. It was one of the worst competitions I have ever been in, stated Lindholm. Reuters helpfully explained that Lindholm's situation was prolonged due to the extreme cold and wind, an unfortunate choice of words, and that although he applied a heat pack after the competition, the pain was still very difficult for him to bear. Lindholm denied that after the cross-country competition that he was entering the curling competition. And in a related story, Russian President Vladimir Putin denied that his country was invading Ukraine and explained that it was just engaging in extreme cross country skiing. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is literally a former comedian who was elected to that position after playing the role of the president of Ukraine on a comedy show. Well, with what is going on there right now, he might want to rethink actor Edmund Gwen's famous purported deathbed proclamation that dying is easy, comedy is hard. Speaking of presidents, this is now President's Week here in the United States. Nationwide, the country marked the occasion and stopped to honor, respect, and reflect upon the 45 men who have undertaken the world's toughest job with week-long mattress and appliance sales. Yesterday was the numerically significant date 2/22/22. President Biden celebrated by sinking to that level on his latest approval ratings. Biden also announced that, contrary to demands from the prior administration, he was releasing the Trump White House visitor logs to the House committee investigating the January 6th attacks. Both KFC and Domino's immediately filed to place such records under seal. In other news, this is the week of the year when baseball spring training always begins. Accordingly, fans are happily looking forward to the first lawyers and negotiators reporting to camp this week, followed by the full complement of accountants, actuaries, and mediators next week. Legendary New York Rangers coach and general manager Emile Francis passed away over the weekend at age 95. Francis, who was well known for always landing on his feet, finally used up his ninth and final life. Britney Spears signed a book deal with Simon & Schuster to write a tell-all for a reported $15 million. And I thought it was all about free Britney. Former President Trump's new social media network was launched on Tuesday. The network, which is looking to replace Twitter, is called Truth, which makes about as much sense as a rabbi launching a social media network called Pork. In other religious news, a Catholic priest in Arizona resigned after accidentally invalidating thousands of baptisms over his 20-year career by saying, "We baptize you," rather than "I baptize you." Parishioners are hoping the church will simply consider it holy water under the bridge. Edmunds.com reports that the average used car price in the United States rose in January by 30% from January of last year, and noted that a used 3-year-old subcompact Nissan Versa rose to $16,366, while a new Versa is only $15,680. So literally, those prices are vice versa. And not helping that car price news was the cargo ship Felicity Ace, which caught fire this week in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean while carrying 4,000 luxury vehicles, including Audis, Bentleys, Lamborghinis, and over 1,100 Porsches. Insurance claims have already been filed, and somehow every car on board was carrying a MacBook and a full set of golf clubs in their trunk. Queen Elizabeth tested positive for COVID this week. Thankfully, the 95-year-old monarch was luckily only experiencing minor symptoms, but the palace announced that she would be self-isolating for the remainder of the week. The palace also announced that Prince Andrew would be self-isolating for the remainder of the decade. A judge ruled that former President Trump, Ivanka, and Donald Jr. will have to sit for a deposition as part of the New York Attorney General's investigation into the Trump Organization. Letitia James is eagerly awaiting for them to tell their social media network, their whole social media network, and nothing but their social media network. While the Canadian trucker blockade is finally over, organizers who were protesting mandatory COVID vaccines and mask mandates stated that they are looking forward to similar blockades arising in other countries. Yep, working to have something spread unchecked around the globe to interfere with innocent people's everyday lives seems entirely on brand. And finally, after a 12-year break, the 21st season of the original New York-based television show Law and Order premieres tomorrow night. Hey, a 12-year break between successful seasons is our gig, said the New York Knicks. And that is the midweek news update. With news like that, who needs to be funny?